Hello, my name is Jeff French. I'm former editor of the Texas Knights for the Texas Chess Association. I am still the assistant editor for the chess correspondent for the Correspondence Chess League of America. And I've recently taken over the post of the Check is in the Mail online column for US Chess. So I just want to let you know about that. Things have changed a little bit. My Texas Nice Ed, uh, YouTube channel and Facebook page have moved over to something called Chess Tech for You, and I've put that information in the little, bottom panel of the video, so you can see that. And I am also a affiliate for Chestnut boards. If you want a little extra discount, if you're planning on purchasing a Chestnut board, I can give you another 2% off if you use that coupon code that's included there. So feel free. Yes, I do get a little bit of money for it. It's not the reason I do this. I enjoy, chess. I enjoy technology. And I've always had, electronic boards throughout my life. So, and there's some really cool new ones, and Chestnut EVO is one of them. And I'm going to be reviewing some other boards that I have that aren't Chestnut boards that I've gotten used to, and I thought I'd share with videos on my YouTube channel. Um, but that's all found now at Chestnut or Chess Tech for You. And I will give you a link in this video underneath that. There is another Chestnut Evo video out there. I did that when I was editor of Texas Knights, and I might redo that. I don't know. There's also a couple other videos about using some, chess base and Fritz. Um, and there's a couple of videos, just showing you how to do some different things to set things up a little different, or even create custom icons in ChessBase. Welcome to read them. Again, I did that as the Texas Knights editor quite a few years ago, actually, and they're out there. They're still valid. Take a look at them. Again, I might redo them because new versions of ChessBase and Fritz have come out, so we'll see. I may not too. I haven't decided. Does it really matter that there's references to my Texas Knights editor um, post? Nah, it's not going to change what's on the video itself. So here you go. Anyhow, so let's get started. First of all, I am set up to play black, and I rotated the board, and I have the screen now is on the left-hand side. Not that you can see it; it really doesn't matter. So when you see the screen on, or the actual board on the actual tablet portion of it on the right-hand side, for me right now it's on the left, and I did that because I rotated the board and then I flipped the screen so I can see everything just fine. And but just so you know, and I did that not so much because EVO doesn't like me to put the black pieces on the bottom and the white pieces on top. It's more of another app that I like to use that was giving me some grief, and I'm going to contact the author of that app and see if he can maybe resolve that problem. But it doesn't seem to like it when I'm load a PGN file and I'm playing black, and I can flip the board just fine, but it still thinks the setup on the board needs to have white on the bottom, which isn't quite accurate. So it may be an easy fix. I don't know, and maybe that will be updated soon. But for now, rotating the board isn't that hard. Setting up the pieces, so you're playing black and rotating the screen on the left, so I can still see it well while using the EVO is fine. And it's, if that other problem never gets resolved, oh well, this is good enough. Anyhow, so let's get started first of all by actually going to the ICCF server in Firefox. So I'm going to go to apps, or I'm not going to go to that app, I guess. I'm going to go to ops. There, where am I? Okay, yeah. So I was actually clicking on the video portion of it that I could see, not the actual Chestnut Evo sharing that I have set up. Okay, so I'm going to get into Firefox, and I actually have a chess collection set up. You can do that under Firefox. You can just say add to a collection. Any website that you're looking at any particular point in time by simply going up to the screen. And there is an option, if I was actually on a web page right now, to go to, save it to a collection. I got some chess websites set up I have. And one of those is my games on the ICCF server. And I might have to log in. Sometimes I'm using a different device, and I don't know if I can only be logged in so long or only so many devices at the same time or whatever. But I actually set it up to point to my games on the ICCF server. And it makes it easy to get to where I want. So it's my turn on this game. It's the only game I'm playing right now. As you can see, I'm playing black, and I have the board set up the same way. Now, the best thing to do right now is to turn on Chestnut Vision, and I talked about that in the overview, but I got it set up so the icon's on the bottom right-hand side of the screen based on the Chestnut Vision accessibility settings under Android settings. And again, you can tell Chestnut Vision is on because I just clicked it first, and that icon shows up showing me that it's on. Okay. And if I were to make a move right now, and I've thought about a couple different moves. I thought about, doing this and kind of attacking the square next to the king or something like that. If you notice, what happened is the move was made on the board on the Chestnut Server's website, and it also put the move into the, my move text. And all I would really have to do to, save that move is say submit, and then of course commit. And the move would be made, and I'd be done with my move until my opponent moves again. If I happen to say undo, and again, this should be very common if you use the ICCF server at all. As you can see on the screen, on the board, the bishop square lit up, and it's telling me to move it back to where it was, and that light lit up as well. The from square was white because it's always white on the from square, but the to square was the color that I have selected up as my custom colors for the EVO. And in that case, it happened to be some blue color that I happened to pick. So, and that's what I have set up for bishops. And it's a darker blue for the black and a lighter blue for the white. If you have looked at my overview video, you'll realize that. So anyhow, the other thing the one thing you can't do on the Chestnut server is analyze your game. So they do give you the opportunity to go and go to the board. I think it's under the game menu, and you can download a PGN. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, I'm doing this all on the EVO. Okay, and because of that screen is set up right now. Now let's go back. I screwed up. I hit something that I shouldn't have. But anyhow, you get an idea what happens. Because that menu was covering the board, it thought there was actually pieces, and all of a sudden squares lit up on the board. So it's not perfect, but it works. And also realize that when I go into an app, I'm probably going to want to flip the board, because typically they come up with white, and I'm going to show you all that. So anyhow, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to load another app, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off Chestnut Vision, because the app that I'm going to load directly supports the EVO. And if you heard me talking about apps again in the overview video, you know that Chess PGN Master doesn't require Chestnut Vision. It has it automatically. As a matter of fact, when I start up, it thinks that there's a board being shown, but there's clearly not. Again, it doesn't need Chestnut Vision, but it knows at some point there's going to be a board being shown, and it's making an assumption that it's going to be set up in the default position. It's not, but it's making that assumption. So all these lights are lighting up and stuff like that. So let's load that PGN file real quick that I downloaded. I just go up to the menu and say Open File, and gotta find where gotta go to download, because it automatically went to the download file, and there it is. That's the game that I downloaded. And I mentioned this in Chestnut in the overview that I can't click on any folders or files and actually load them. So I'm just basically going to tap on the screen to load it. And when I load it, again, it thinks I'm set up as a on the default board, which I'm not at this point in time. And typically it would come up, with white on the bottom, but I had already flipped it when I was playing around with it. And all I have to really do is go to the last move, and all that yellow will go away on the board because it knows, all the pieces are set up in the right position. And typically you would have started with a, default setup board, and I would have had to put all the pieces on the board and stuff like that. I saved us a little bit of time not having to do that, but it's a process. You look at the board, you figure out where pieces go. Squares will light up when it's in the wrong piece. So if I were, knock things over, do what I just did, things are going to light up and say, hey, things aren't quite right. This is where those pieces need to go. And, I moved a piece out of the way. So, and as I get that fixed, those lights go away. So that's pretty cool. So what am I going to do next? Well, I want to analyze the game a little bit. And I wouldn't mind, if my analysis got saved. But again, this is manual analysis. So I can see that, for example, in this particular game, my black bishop right here, is under attack, although it's protected with this white knight, right? That was a move he had made earlier. And I could step through this entire game, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Well, maybe I won't, because I'd have to set the whole board back up. But assume that I could hit the play button at the beginning of the game, and it shows me the next move. I make the move, and it waits for me. And then it will automatically, go to the next move for the, each side as the game progresses. And I can step through the game on the the physical board, just by doing, loading a game into the PGN file and then start playing. And it's really pretty cool. I mean, it's nice for analysis, and I can stop at any particular point in time, and I could, start doing variations at any, time I need to or anything like that. So it's really very nice. So let's just, for kicks and grins, saying, I've decided I'm going to make this move here. If you look, it's actually, captured that move for me. And let's just say for kicks and grins, that didn't look so good to me. Okay. And, am I moving this to get it out of the way? Or do I really care? If he takes my bishop and, I could capture it. I've got this pawn, right now, if he were to do that, that would be under attack. I wouldn't be protected by the bishop anymore. And then my, rook would be attacked if he captured the bishop. But at the same time, I do have that pawn sitting right there, and I could capture it and take care of both of the issues. But, let's go ahead and do that just for real quick. Let's make a different move. Let's just move this over here. It's probably not a best move there, but it's like not what, would move the bishop out of the way so it couldn't be attacked. Let's just say I went ahead and made that move, and I did this. What's he going to do next? Right? So, and I'm just sitting here analyzing. And, maybe he'll come down and, attack that pawn because it's not protected anymore, and force me to do something different. If I move this knight rook over here, it's probably not the best idea because I just gave him a free pawn. I'm already down a couple pawns on this game. And if you look, underneath the board on the PGN master, it's showing me the difference in, pieces, and, there's he's got a couple extra pawns that I don't have. Of course, you got to look at the ratings of my opponent, stuff like that too. I mean, I go back in just a second to the ICCF server and show you that, but he's rated like 2,300, and my rating right now on ICCF is 14. So yeah, based on the rating, I should lose this game, and probably will. I don't really care. But at the same time, I could use engines to play against, because in this particular game, you can use engines. I personally don't like using them, so I won't anyhow. I'd rather learn from the game than win the game. But, that's just me. Maybe you like to play with engines. I don't know. But anyhow, moving back on. So I'm sitting here moving through these. At any particular point in time, I could go back to my original setup, all the way back to move 21. It's going to show me in yellow what's different on the PGN master, as well as having the things light up on the physical board of things that, aren't quite what they need to be. So I can sit here, get things back to the way they were. You know, I kind of remember that, things were set up like that, and I'm back to normal. And I can continue doing other variations. And at any particular point in time, I can save these games, right? So I could come back to this, after I've made some moves and I've done some analysis, and maybe I could take it all the way to the end of the game as far as I'm concerned. I might not catch every single variation all the way to the end of the game, but I could make analysis, and then I could bring this back up for my next move and say, was I thinking there? Because, sometimes days can go by. So that's pretty cool, right? So, and at any particular point in time, let me go back to, sitting here at this particular position. Let me go ahead and put that back just so you can see something that's kind of cool. Take me but a second here to put it all back. All right. So I'm sitting here doing that analysis right now. And I'm done with, I've done my analysis. I'm ready to make the next move I'm going to make. So what I can do is I can go back over to the ICCF server, which is still sitting in the background. If you hit that square right there, down at the bottom of the screen, it shows you everything that's basically in memory, and I can go back and forth to, literally anything that's there, and, come back to this, or I can go to that. But also understand when I do that, there isn't going to be, any lights turning on if something's wrong or anything like that. Because right now, I don't have chestnut vision on. So I'm going to turn that back on again. So what's going to happen? Well, all the lights are going to show back up saying, hey, your board isn't set up in the right place, because I was doing all of that analysis and I left it at the position I was, looking at for the last analysis. So I can get myself set back up without, too much trouble. All right. And I'm ready to make my move. And let's just say, again, if I decided to, make that move, it's going to put the move in the square. All I got to do is hit submit, and then, it's going to verify, and then you hit, the commit button to actually save that move. And I could sit here and I could add a, message for my opponent if I so desired, before I did that, just like, you're sitting any place else. The other thing I can do is, because Bluetooth is supported on the EVO, I could easily, set up a little external keyboard, and I could type, the message or whatever the case may be. So this is just, an idea of how to take advantage of the EVO while using the ICCF server. And this isn't going to be specific to just the ICCF server either. I mean, if you're playing, any type of, longer, not daily games. I don't remember what chess.com or Elite Chess calls them, but they have them. I mean, they're the longer games that, you say, you have to make a move in every 3 days or something like that. You can still do that with those as well, but since I'm considering writing an article for the Chess Correspondent about the EVO, I thought I'd do a video that could supplement that should you want to take a couple minutes and look at it. So, and if not, it's here. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. There will be some more videos coming. Thanks.